Hey everyone, and welcome back to Robbie's Backstage Bants. Today, I'm joined by the lovely Danielle Steers, who is currently lady in the UK tour of the Cher show. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for asking, and thanks for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So excited. I mean, we've got a lot to talk about. You've had a good road. You've done a lot, and amazing shows too.
Yes.
In general, how amazing! I can't. My first question is not about that, or about anything. It's about you. And the question is, how did you get to where you are today?
Oh gosh.
Really
Well,
broad.
yeah. I mean, I've been singing for as long as I can remember, like my whole life. And when I started going to school, I was like, I want to be in the West End. That's what I want to do. And my careers advisor was like, yeah, but really, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, no, that's what I want to do. And I stumbled upon a college called SLP, which is in Leeds, and went there for 3 years and was like, I have put all my eggs in one basket. Like, I literally can't do anything else. So I have to make it. And luckily I got an agent in my 3rd year. And it took me a year, almost to the day of me graduating, for me to book my first job. And I was this close to giving in. I was like, I can't do it anymore. This is horrible. Like, so many no's. But we got there in the end, and I'm glad I persevered and waited it out.
Absolutely. I mean,
sorry, my lights keep going off in my dressing room. I just have to do this.
that is the way. I wish my lights stood there, actually. I mean, why not? It's the fabulous way of doing things, isn't it, really? So, obviously, we're here to talk about the Cher show. But you have not just done the Cher show. Would you like to talk about some of the other shows that you've done, in case people do not know what they might have been?
Sure. So before the Cher show, I was in a little show called Six.
Apparently it's popular.
In the West End.
I've heard that it's
I've
quite a
heard
popular
like
show.
so much hype about it. I don't know. And before Six, I was in Bat Out of Hell, which I did twice in London, and I did it in New York as well.
Wow.
And also, you know, some other small shows like Legally Blonde, We Will Rock You, Bodyguard, Beautiful, to name a few.
No, obsessed with every show that you've done. I'm seeing Bat Out of Hell on tour next week. Excited, never seen it.
Enjoy.
I will.
It's good fun. It's crazy.
But obviously, the Cher show is what we're here for. So this is the first time it's hit the UK. Mm-hmm. So what's it been like for you, bringing a new show to the UK and getting to experience it for the first time with the audience?
Pretty crazy. I mean, it's always nice to sort of like originate a role because it's very different to the Broadway version. So you get to play around with stuff and see how the audience reacts as you go along. And it is a bit different on tour. Like, this is my first UK tour, so it's been very interesting to see how different audiences react to different things in the show. Like, here we're in Dublin right now, and we're getting laughs in places that we haven't had laughs there before in other cities. So it's been very interesting. But in terms of doing the show, and I mean, Cher, what an icon. I mean, that in itself is just terrifying. She's still out there giving it her all, and she's still a living legend, icon, diva, goddess, all the things.
Queen.
So you Queen, I mean, we're very much open to criticism, but, you know, taking on the job, I knew that was going to be one of the things that I would have to deal with. And we've had some horrible things said about us, but, you know, I'm still getting paid and I'm still doing the job. So,
well, you're doing a bloody great job, I'll be honest. I started up in Sunderland and I was like, wow, this is a special show. It
is.
Like, going in knowing some of Cher's music, but not overly being like Cher superfan.
Mm-hmm.
That's turned that around for me. Cher superfan all the way now, you know what I mean? I mean, I knew a little bit, but generation. But Cher is for everyone.
She is. She spans so many decades.
Yeah.
Sorry?
We should be sharing Cher. This is
Yes.
share her out, because
Share the love.
share the love. I loved it. It was stunning. So how did you create your character, research-wise, everything in rehearsals? What was that like for you?
Yeah, well, there is a version of the show online, which I probably shouldn't share around, but I did watch that quite a lot just to see, what the Teal Wicks, she was the original lady on Broadway, and I just love her performance. So I took some of that, but also watching so many episodes of the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, because that is my era of Cher, the sort of late 60s, 70s Cher. So it was just like really watching those and studying the way she stands, the way she talks, the way she walks, the way she holds herself, her comedy timing. And it's just been, really difficult, because I think everyone has this image and this like idea of Cher in their head, this like caricature sort of like, snap out of it, sort of like over the top sort of thing going on, which we can have moments of in the show, but also she's a real person, and we never wanted to be caricature. We wanted to stay true to her. And what I think is so great is that between the three of us, myself, Millie, and Debbie, we all have parts of ourselves that come out into the roles. Like I think it's been brilliantly cast, and we've also had a chance to put our own spin on it, which is really wonderful. And also watching each other and taking little bits from each other to make us seem like cohesive. It's been a really, really fun experience, and we're still working, we're still playing, and I think that's really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like fun. You're having fun out there.
Oh god, yeah. So much fun.
I couldn't think of a more fun person to be than Cher. Let's be real.
I know, and the costumes and just like the wigs and everything. It's the whole package, really.
It is. That leaves the question: have you met Cher?
No, unfortunately not. I know, dreamy. She did send her best wishes to us when we opened, and also she okayed all of us. So we've had Cher's seal of approval.
You've been personally okayed by Cher.
Personally okayed by Cher.
Wow.
So that feels pretty good. But hopefully, if the show goes to London, she'll fly on over and we can meet her. Although I think I'd just turn into a bumbling mess. So
I would. Who wouldn't in the face of Cher? It's a moment.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the costumes. Stunning. What is your favorite costume that you get to wear?
Oh,
it's like choosing a favorite child.
I know, literally. Okay, so I think I'm gonna say two, because we all have, the three of us have a base look. So when we're not the main Cher at that time, we have, mine's right here. So we have this, which is like our base look. And it's this stunning leotard with this little fringy bit on the bottom, like just covered in like Swarovskis and like studs and chains, and then we wear these dressing gowns over the top of them, and they're all slightly different, the dressing gowns as well. Like mine's sort of like 70s length, and then Millie's got a shorter 60s one, and then Debbie's is a bit longer. And they've got these really cool thigh-high boots that come with them, and I just feel like so powerful when I've got it on. Like I feel like a superhero. So that's such a great outfit. But then I think my favorite like lady costume would be my first lady entrance, which is a gold jumpsuit, and it is like hand beaded with these like, they're like this long, like dripping from the costume. And I actually weighed the costume, because I was like, it takes 2 coat hangers, because it weighs so much, and it weighs half a stone. It is so heavy, but the way that like the light catches it, like everyone said, when I walk out in it, it's just like, it's amazing. Gabriella Slade has done an incredible job in designing these costumes. I mean, Tony Award winner Gabriella Slade, she's just done a fantastic job. And what I love as well is a lot of people were like, oh, you're not wearing the original Bob Mackie costumes. But what Gabby's done is she's taken those original designs and put a new spin on them. And I just think that that's so clever.
Yeah.
And I think that Cher would definitely be wandering around in this. I think she would love it. Yes.
That is the truth. So along with your costume, do you have a favourite song in the show to perform?
Again,
I know. I'm cruel.
It does change from time to time. I'm gonna say two. So I love doing Bang Bang, which is like the big rock version of Bang Bang. That's really, really fun to do. And the lights look really cool. And I get to like stand at the top of this ladder and I just feel like so powerful. But then I also love singing a Song for the Lonely, which is at the end of Act 1 with Millie and Debbie. Because for me, watching the show, the Broadway cast, when I watched it, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for that moment in the show. Like, what a powerful moment. So every night when I do it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the Cher show. Oh my gosh, I'm in the Cher show. Because dreamy, it's been a dream role of mine ever since I saw that it was a thing. And yeah, that is a real moment for me.
I bet it is. Now, what was the audition process like for you for the show?
Very strange. I remember my first audition. Arlene Phillips was there and everyone else was a bit of a blur, but I remember Arlene being there. And I sang, we had to sing Turn Back Time. And I sang Turn Back Time. They said they didn't want Cher impersonators. So I was like, I'm just gonna go in and just be me and just sing it as me. And when I finished, she said, well, I mean, obviously you sound like Cher, but can you now just sing it as yourself? And I was like, oh, that was me. I was just doing me, but okay. So I sort of stripped it back a little bit. So that was really fun. And then I had a FaceTime call with Arlene after that. I think it was like a week or so later, just before she went in the jungle, and we did some script work together, which was really fun. And then I think, did I go back in? Oh, and then I had to do a self-tape with the scenes. And then I went back in for a final round and I just sang Turn Back Time again and did the 2 scenes. And I was like, do they want me to sing anything else? Because what if I can't sing anything else in the show? So I was like really worried. And then like a week later, I think I found out that I got the job. So I was thrilled.
I bet.
Yes, it was quite a short audition process and I didn't really do much, so I was terrified coming into the job. I was like, I hope I can sing the other songs they give me.
And you can.
Yeah,
that's pretty clear. So I mean, I hope the show does get a West End run. I really hope it does.
Fingers crossed. I think it'd be great in the West End.
I think it'll kill in the West End. It'll be yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
I mean, apart from that couple that walked out in Sunderland because it wasn't the real Cher.
What did they think? It's so funny.
Did they really believe that Cher was coming to Sunderland because...
To Sunderland Empire.
I mean, it's a beautiful theatre, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Sorry?
It's a gorgeous theatre, but...
No.
Was she really going to do that? I don't
People
really
are so strange. So funny.
It was a great story. It made me laugh, but I mean... How have the audiences been onto it? Because obviously you get some rowdy ones with a show like this.
Yeah, gosh. It's been a real mix. It's been a real mixed bag, which is really interesting. We've had some really reserved audiences. We've had some that have been like quiet, but you can tell they're listening, but then at the end they're up on their feet, they love it. We've had some wild audience. I mean, last night was crazy, and I think some people actually got kicked out in the interval because there's a point near the end of Act 1 where we sing Believe, but it's like a stripped back, really emotional part of the show. And this group of audience members were just singing at the top of their voices, and I was like, oh my god, I can't do the music. Oh my God. Like, I was panicking because I was like, oh my God, like this is really difficult to like, I'm really trying to be in the moment. And it just like, my heart was racing so fast.
Oh my God.
But we know it's because they love it and they love Cher's music.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a hard one, but I guess when people have paid money to come and see a show, they don't want to hear audience members around them singing along, you know.
Not until the end.
Not until the end. You can get up, you can get your phone out, you can sing along right at the end, but until then,
please
respect.
don't. Please don't.
Please don't.
Because you can't sing better than them. Don't do it. Don't try.
It's even like at the top of the show, it's like, please refrain from singing.
I thought that was a really clever way of doing things, but no. Not the people near me neither. They didn't enjoy that message.
People are like, I'll sing if I want.
It's the people that you beat in the audition.
Trying to get up there on stage.
Yeah.
I love it.
I can compete. Yeah, absolutely. So obviously there's a difference between the Cher show and Six, but there's also quite a fine mix in the sense that they're both quite concert style shows in a way. So
yeah,
what do you find the difference between the two?
I guess, yeah, like Six is a concert in itself, and it's very much like breaking the fourth wall. You're talking to the audience the whole time, which is really lovely. And so different to anything I've ever done. Whereas with the Cher show, like, we are telling the story of Cher's life, but when we're not Cher at that moment, there is a bit of fourth wall breaking, especially for Star, because she's looking back on her life. She speaks to the audience quite a lot and informs them what's happening. This is so and so. And then at the end, you do get the concert at the end where it is all out front. Yeah. So I guess there are some similarities and queens all around.
Absolutely.
And the costumes, you know, there's a link there, which is really lovely. Common denominator.
You're everywhere.
So yeah, there are similarities, but then also they're like worlds apart at the same time, which is really nice.
I bet it is. I bet it's nice to go from one into something different.
Yeah, and it's also like nice to do like a musical again. I feel like Six is like, it is a musical, but it's not. Yeah. It is a concert, and yeah, it's nice to like really dig my teeth into some acting, because I get some really gritty bits in this show, which is really, really fun to do. Yes,
absolutely, 100%. And obviously, did you know many of the cast going into it, or most of them new faces to you?
I knew a few of the cast members actually. Debbie, I was Debbie's understudy in Bodyguard about 8 years ago.
Lovely.
About 8 years ago. And then we ended up doing Sweet Charity together at the Don Mar. So this is my third time working with Debbie. And it's so wild to me because like I was her second cover about 8 years ago. And now we're both playing the same part together. Like, it's so wild for like, it's crazy. Millie, I knew because of the crossover with Six. And then like one of my best friends, Lauren Drew, she's engaged to Sam Faraday. So I knew Sam Faraday coming to the show. So yeah, it's really lovely, and I've met like Samantha Ivy I'd met before, and we're also birthday twins, which is really lovely. So yeah, I knew Aston. I did Bat Out of Hell with Aston. So yeah, I knew quite a few people, which is always nice coming into
That
a
is
new job.
nice. That's quite a nice
Yeah.
bunch that you knew as well. So that's,
Yeah.
but you all look like a tight family now, which is, it's great to see that. And you can see that on stage as well. Absolutely.
It shines through. You have to be,
Yes.
especially on tour.
Yeah. How are you finding touring? It's your first time, so.
Yeah, it's hard work. And we do 8 shows in 5 days, which is really hard. And also Tuesday is our get-in day. So on a Tuesday, we have to be at the theatre for 2 o'clock. And we do a sound check, which pretty much we sing most of the songs in the show. And then we do a spacing call, like a lighting call. So there's like special lights that have to be set in certain places. So that's like 2 till 5. So you feel like you've done 2 shows on the Tuesday as well. And then you get 2 shows Wednesday, 2 shows Thursday, Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Like it's really difficult. But we do get 2 days off, which is nice. So yeah, it is quite hard. But what I do love about touring is that every first night in a venue feels like a first night.
Yeah.
As opposed to when you're sat in town with a show, you do your opening night and then you're off.
You're there.
But with tour, you'd still get that nervous, like, oh, first show, what's this audience going to be like? There goes the lights again. There we are. So yeah, that is fun. I like that.
No, I bet you do. So one final thing that I need to ask you, it's not a question that I should be asking, but I need it for the audience. Why should people come and see the show?
Because I'm in it. No,
yes.
People should come and see the Cher show, because I think if you're not really a Cher fan, you will be when you come out. If you are a Cher fan, you're going to fall even more in love with her. You're going to hear songs that you don't know that you're going to fall in love with. You're going to hear songs that you're going to fall in love with again. It's sad. It's really sad in places. It's really funny. It's just got a bit of everything. And it ultimately ends in a concert. And I just think, you know, even if you're not a Cher fan, you're still going to enjoy the show and have a laugh. And yeah, you should just come and see it, because it's a lot of fun.
You should.
And the cast are amazing.
They are. They're fabulous. They're great. They really, really are. Yes. I will leave a little link to tickets. Go.
Yes.
Go book some.
Go book tickets now.
It's important. And I think you're heading back up our way at some point soon, up in the northeast. I think you come back to Darlington next year.
Darlington, yeah. We're doing Woking. Milton Keynes is coming up, which is quite close to London.
That's one for everybody down.
Which is fun. Yeah. Up north, there's loads coming for up north. So yeah, we're all around. We're going till March next year, so plenty of time to come and see us.
Get some tickets. I might come again.
Please do. You have to.
I will. But no, aside from that, that is everything for this episode. So firstly, I want to thank everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. That'd be great. That'd be wonderful. Secondly, I want to thank you, Danielle, for coming and joining me, because little known fact, when I first started this page back in August 2020, it's nearly 2 years old.
Wow.
I made a nice little list of people that I really, really wanted to interview, and you were on there. So, tick off the list, which is wonderful. So no, thank you so much for joining me and spending your afternoon having a little chat. But no, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you on the next one.